I am surrounded by beautiful hostesses on the Guy Dawson Show today. We are here at the World Center of Broadcast Media, WCOBM.com. And I wanted to remind you all about a show that we have that's broadcasting, the World Center of Broadcast Media has, that broadcasts in Hollywood, and it is called Everything All the Time. And the host of that show is Pat O'Brien. He is a broadcast legend. He has covered Olympics, Final Fours, and he is a amazing broadcaster, and I've been learning so much from him. He's become a part of the World Center of Broadcast Media family, and it airs every Tuesday from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock on the Hollywood website for the World Center of Broadcast Media. If you want to watch a cutting-edge show with a absolute professor of broadcasting, that's what we call him, is the professor of broadcasting here at the World Center of Broadcast Media, and we are all learning from him and the things that he does. And he is also sponsored by Effortless, which Effortless is one of the major sponsors now of the World Center of Broadcast Media. So I would encourage you all, tune in to Everything All the Time every Tuesday from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock on the World Center of Broadcast Media, our Hollywood station.
Wow, is that amazing? Covered the last 4 Olympics games. Oh my gosh, that's an expert, definitely.
That is an expert. And then, that brings up a really valid point. Like, there are some people that circle themselves around where they're like the biggest fish in their pond. You're in the wrong pond. Jump out that pond. Get into a different pond. You want people to be the bigger fish. You want to be the minnow in that pond, because then you're learning and you're going to get better. But if you're the biggest fish, that's it, you're done, and you're in a little pond. So that's what we're talking about. Picking out the mentors and the people that teach you how to do. We should be life learners.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for someone like Pat O'Brien to be working with our network, it's just a phenomenal opportunity for all of us, just because of the amount of exposure that he brings to our network. He has a social media following of, I think it's over a million people.
Wow, over a million.
And so, so that is something to strive for. I mean, he's obviously been a legend in 40 years he's been in broadcasting. However, with social media, we all can aspire to have a great deal of notoriety in this world. I mean, social media is the great equalizer, in my opinion.
Yes, that's very true. Social media has changed a lot of things. This week, my mother's friend, who she used to work with, knows somebody that I know, and he reached out to me and he was like, how do you know this person? And we found out through Facebook. We would never have known that we had that 1 degree of separation. So, technology is amazing. It lets you know what's going on, and, if you like something, people spread it around. You don't have to wait for the TV to give you the information.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a great opportunity here at the World Center of Broadcast Media, because you don't know who's watching your show. I mean, I got a phone call recently from someone, and he told me, I didn't know you had a show. As a matter of fact, a few times recently, I've gotten phone calls from people just randomly I knew them, but I had never really talked to them about the fact that I had this show here. And they call me up and they go, oh man, I watch your show. I've been watching it on a regular basis.
Yeah, how wonderful that is.
And this is just something that has been developed through social media. I mean, that's the only way that they're finding us, is through the internet and our ability to market ourselves through social media. Both of these ladies are very astute in the marketing of themselves through social media. And I want to ask the two of you, what is your thought process when you sit in front of that computer and you're thinking about promoting your brand on one of these social media sites?
I want to inspire. The reason that I do what I do and empower people to be sharper now, I want to inspire. I want people to wake up and change their lives. I used to be in corporate America, and I was a computer geek, and I hated Mondays, and not very often humped on Wednesday, and loved Fridays. And
we have a 2 days life to hump.
Right, exactly. And and then some part of Sunday you'd get that knot in your stomach. that's not the way to live. And somebody had turned me on and became my mentor and just turned me on to certain things. And that's when I became a life learner. That's when, like, I used to learn stuff about computers, which made somebody else money. I started learning things so I can make myself money. And that's where all the assets come from. See?
Yeah, you have definitely assets in different area. I can tell.
It's all about multiple
Visible
streams of income.
and invisible. Visible is appearance. Invisible is somewhere here. So you have
it's all,
both.
Right. It's all about like changing your focus. And so when I post, I'm looking to empower people. I'm looking to spark that. I'm looking to make them hungry, make them want that change to change their lives. You know, so they're not just somebody's slave in corporate America or the other 9 to 5, whatever it may be.
How about you, Kwan? What are you thinking about when you market yourself?
I see myself as a bridge in between two cultures because I've been through my life experiences, not just learning English. Also, when you come in new country, you need to get around, just go to shopping in the supermarket or just buy a phone. Those things, like everyday small events, you need to know what kind of attitude to have begin with. If I'm afraid to make mistakes, I do not want over the comfort zone. I can go to Chinatown always. I can always talk to people speaking my language, get things done. But now I will becoming isolated in a smaller circle, then I will not able to grow to know the outside world. So what I would like to share through radio talk show and also co-hosting Guy Darson's show. Now I have my Kwan show. I want to share my life experiences, how I grow. It's begin with a simple concept. Just don't be shy. Go out of there asking questions, even very small questions. At that time, could be a stupid question because, for instance, one time people say, "Oh," I said I've heard people say, "That is a BS. What is a BS?" Guy, I said I've heard so many times. What is a BS? The guy look at me. His eyes like, "Are you kidding me? Are you not a BS me, right?" Now I know. Right. I know this stands for this certain word, but if you do not, I did not ask at the first time, I would not know the differences. Also, embarrassed the way sometimes I go buy nuts. I like to eat nuts, healthy stuff. If you don't pronounce
Well, we are on a whole nother level on the Guy Dawson show today.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yes.
Small life experiences I like to share. I just want to tell people I've been through all kind of embarrassment, but actually if you have a right attitude, just laugh at the situation, laugh over it. Then you know you make progress. You making improvements. Without that embarrassing moment, I would not know. The nuts have different kind of nuts have different kind of meaning. You said, "Now I'm going nuts. You driving me nuts." I said, "My gosh! I thought I can only eating nuts. Now I'm driving you nuts." Then some guy said, "Yeah, I want you drive me nuts." So sometimes those this cultural difference, slang word and the word in the book, it could mean so much difference. So I made a lot of mistakes by someone's name like a DICK.
Oh my gosh! Oh yes.
On the business card. So when the people introduce himself, I said I got a realtor's name as this. I said, "No, that's not good word." I said, "No, he gave to me this word. He introduced me as this name."
This name is Dick, in case anybody's trying to figure that out.
Can we hold that interpretation of that word for a few minutes? And we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about how to distinguish. Well, anyway.
Yeah,
we'll be back in a few minutes with more of the Guy Dawson Show.